Hello, welcome to a park that I've never been to before. This is Toverland. It's in the Netherlands and we are staying at Centre Parks, which is just literally 10 minutes down the road. So it'd be rude not to come and check it out. I've heard great things about this woody, which I don't know if you can see behind me. Troy, it's there somewhere. And Phoenix, which is a winged coaster. So I'm looking forward to checking those out. We do have our 4-year-old with us as well, and this is supposed to be a fantastic park for younger children. So we're going to see what it's all about. It's a little bit grey and drizzly at the moment. It's meant to brighten up later on in the day, but this park also has an indoor area, a bit like the one that I showed you in Plopsaland if you've not seen that vlog. So we'll go and see what that's like. Always really appreciative of when parks have these indoor areas for days like this when you're not quite sure what the weather's going to be doing. But yeah, I have no other expectations about this park. I've been told the food is good. We'll go and check it out and I'll bring you along. I should point out we're here in May half term, which isn't a Dutch or European holiday, but tomorrow is Ascension Day, which is a massive European holiday, and some people take a bit of a longer break around that time, so I'm not sure how busy it's going to be today. We will find out when we go in, but it is why we've come today when the weather's a little bit worse than predicted for tomorrow, because I think tomorrow might be very busy. It's always worth checking when Ascension Day is if you are coming in May half term, because sometimes it lands in it, as it has done this year. And yeah, it's a huge holiday in Europe. There she is, or he is, I should say, probably. Troy. Looks awesome. Can't wait to get on that. Do you like a good woody? Well, this all looks very nice. I do like the way European parks do their entrances. They always make them look really smart. You know when you rock up to Alton Towers and they've got the blue tents out and it looks rubbish. This looks really good. First impressions, this all looks very nice. We have just recently come back from Epic Universe and there's definitely a slight similarity between this and the Isle of Berk. I mean, it's not Universal, don't get me wrong, but it looks really good. Nice play area over there as well. I do like to see a play area in a theme park. I won't be going on it just yet because it's still a little bit grey, but that looks like a pretty beastly log flume. I think we need to head over to the Woody because I like a wooden coaster. We've got a Vekoma booster bike here as well. Been to Flamingoland, very similar. Nice! So we did get a walk-on ride on Troy because it's first thing in the morning, which was awesome. Managed to get the back row on it as well, and me and back rows on woodies. We're like that. What a fantastic wooden coaster it is. It deserves all the praise that it gets. It reminded me very much of riding Megaphobia. It has that intensity that Megaphobia had, and it's got the scale of it compared to something like Wicker Man, which is obviously a lot tighter and a lot smaller and more condensed. Still intense, but that has the sort of grand scale and intensity of it. So yeah, really enjoyed it. And on the back row, first thing in the morning, it was flying. We all know woodies warm up. It has been raining the last couple of days, but I am looking forward to seeing what that's going to ride like at the end of the day as well. We're not being super efficient in our walking around of this park. We're now heading over to completely the other side because we want to try and get on the winged coaster, Phoenix. I wouldn't normally do a park like this, but there are quite a few school trips turning up, and because we've got our preschooler with us ourselves, we don't really want to get caught in huge queues for coasters. So we're going to try and do the big ones first, and then we can spend the rest of the day just kind of enjoying the park and going on a lot of things that she'll go on. And there is loads that she's going to go on here and loads of playgrounds and stuff as well. But if we can get Phoenix ticked off, that'll be good. And at the moment it's on a 10-minute queue. Should say they also do baby switch here, which is obviously a really important thing for us when we visit theme parks. Every theme park we go to does it slightly differently. So here they give you a ticket in the station after one parent has ridden. So one parent queues, rides, go to the ride up. They will give you a ticket for the other parent to go up the exit, so not the fast track, up the exit. And that ticket is timed. So you have to use it within 15 minutes of being given it. So you can't hold on to it for like longer in the day, or go and the parent swap again yourself and ride twice or something like that. It's so that I guess they can manage that it is being used in the right way, which I think is a really good idea actually. So yeah, my husband rode it after me. He had to use the ticket within 15 minutes of me being given it, straight up the exit, and he was on the next train. So worked really well. What I will say, and we find this in the Dutch parks and the Belgian parks, just generally in Europe, so neat and clean. And there's a lot of greenery and it's just a pleasant place to be. This is what we miss sometimes in our parks in the UK. But this isn't the biggest, you know, Efteling's the most famous, the biggest theme park in the Netherlands. This is relatively small by comparison, but just look how well it's looked after. It's really, really nice to see. As we are heading over to Phoenix, just passing this, which is a pretty massive play area actually within a theme park. I always say I think we need more play areas in theme parks. I bang on about it because it's so useful when you are a couple of thrill seekers, but maybe you've got a younger child who isn't ready for those thrills. You can go and do the queues and they've got somewhere to wait that isn't just sitting in the buggy hanging around. Obviously at Alton Towers you've got like the Hey Dougie playground, which is really good and really well done, but it's in the middle of CBeebies Land where there's loads of stuff for them to do anyway. Like put one in Forbidden Valley, that would work. I'd love to see one in Forbidden Valley. Here we go, into the area with Phoenix's beastie B&M Wing Coaster. Woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah! I feel like the developers of Planet Coaster came to this park with these light pins. I'm sure I've seen them on there. Drop tower here, well that's what they're calling it. I don't like drop towers, but I think I could probably get away with that one. So we've both just done Phoenix, which is the park's massive B&M Wing Coaster. Now the only wing coaster you've done before is Furious Bacco.
Yeah, which was a different experience.
It's not comparable in any way. If you've not done Furious Bacco, well, I hope you like a rough ride. This one, smooth as silk, like classic B&M. There's no rattle in that whatsoever. It's huge, but I found it really sort of graceful. I don't know if that's the word you do.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not
very
like
smooth, very like,
yeah.
I would say like looping, but without going upside down. Just that kind of smooth transition. It's lovely.
Really re-rideable. I'd ride it again. It's only on one train today for some reason. I mean, the park doesn't seem that busy at the moment, but even with one train, it means you are in a bit of an annoying queue because you're really close, but you're not getting on it. But I think I'll definitely go and do another ride on it. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think it's a really nice wing coaster. I prefer it to the Swarm, which you've not done,
no.
But I prefer that personally to the Swarm. And can I just say, this whole area where it sits is absolutely stunning. And I mean, we've just done Phoenix, we've used the baby swap on it, which is really efficient. But in the meantime, the other parent has been down here with our 4-year-old doing some of the kids' rides. So there's a little sort of bouncy dragons thing over there. There's a garden tour where you sit on a car over there. There is a family drop tower. She doesn't want to do that. And there's a playground. And it just works perfectly. It's like, yes, you can have your family attractions mixed in with your massive B&M wing coasters. And for us as a family on a day out, it's just perfect.
The theming here is lovely as well.
Really nice.
Again, European parks nailing the theming.
It's so clean. There's no rubbish anywhere. There's no litter. There's no graffiti. There's no broken bits of fencing. Like,
not seen anyone vaping yet either.
I haven't seen anyone vaping or smoking. Yeah, really enjoying it so far. The day is still young, but we're having a great time. Now there is a sky flyer over there, which you can probably see in the background, and where there is a sky flyer you will find my husband. So the one at Epic you can't spin. They've kind of put a block on it. Skyforce at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, I don't know what your maximum spin on that was. It was ridiculous. It was like constant spinning. So we'll see how this one compares. This sky flyer theming is so similar. I mean, it's almost identical to the new Dragon Racers Rally at Epic Universe. I almost feel like someone from Universal came here. This whole area has a slight Isle of Berk feel about it. But yeah, that's almost identical. That's so bizarre. But we'll see if these ones spin. As you can see, there's a nice boat ride down there as well, which I think we'll go and do in a minute. Takes you underneath the massive beast that is Phoenix.
Ja, die draait ook eens wat sandwich, een heleboel.
Ga kijken wat je daar kan doen.
So you did just do, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, the Sky Flyer. You got a few spins on it. You got more than you'd have got at Epic Universe, but not as many as on Skyforce at Pleasure Beach.
No. It's quite tricky. Like the wings are really quite heavy, but you like obviously get your momentum going and then bury the wings to keep you going. But I just found, like, at the bottom, and I want to go on it again later, I want to be on the outside rather than the inside.
Right,
but
yeah,
I found I'm upside down. I'm like, okay.
You're hanging upside down quite a bit.
I'm stuck now. I'm like, quick, get back the other way.
I don't feel like they've put, like, brakes on them, though, that they have at Epic.
No, definitely not. But it felt like there's a lot more resistance to get it spinning than the Blackpool one.
Maybe you're just weaker.
Maybe I'm older.
Yeah.
That's it, like you.
I can honestly say I've never seen a path in a theme park which literally looks like it's straight out of a National Trust country garden, but here you go, it's what you get at Toverland. This is going to be fun to navigate with a buggy in a second. Look how close you are to the Phoenix. It's crazy. Beautiful though. We are just meandering down a little path. I can't get over how beautiful this park is, honestly. It's stunning. Look at this down here. This is just a water splash play area for kids, which they can just go and splash around in on a hot day. And it's just here, it just exists, and no one's destroyed it. We need more of this. So I've just come off Toverland. I hope I'm saying that almost somewhat correctly, which is the park's family spinning coaster. Really nice ride, really smooth, not intense. If you're thinking something like Spinball Whizzer on Towers, it's a lot smoother than that, but it's still got some intensity to it. So if you have got a very young child, maybe a bit too much for them, the height limit is 1 metre. My daughter's just over 1 metre and I don't think she'd have enjoyed it. Possibly a little bit too intense, but there's loads of spinning on it and it's just a good, fun family coaster. And then look what's right next to it. Another little water play area where kids can just hang out and have a good time. Love it. Blue skies as well now. So we're currently in what is the indoor section of the park. It's actually kind of two indoor sections that are joined together. If you've watched my Plopsaland vlog, it's kind of similar to that. It's bigger, but very similar attractions in it. I prefer the Plopsaland version. This is great, but it is massive. It's very loud and very noisy. There's like a proper junior indoor coaster in here, which really rattles around the sound everywhere. So I won't talk much, but I'll kind of show you what there is to see in here. Up to the top of one of these big silver slides. You actually get quite a good view of the log flume from up here. You kind of see how it starts inside, backwards drop over there, and then up and out. Hopefully that gave you a bit of an idea of what you can find in the indoor section of the park. Like I said, I think it's a good idea to have one of those, and I think we could do with a lot more of them in the UK for sure with our weather. We've just been in a bit of a rain shower, so it's just got pretty busy in there. And although we are here not on a Dutch holiday, it is, like I said, that Ascension Day bank holiday tomorrow, and I think a lot of schools have decided to come on a school trip today because there are quite a lot of not teenage kids but younger kids here on school trips, and they're a bit annoying, to be honest, because they just keep running around everywhere and they've got no sort of self-awareness over what they're doing. So that indoor section is pretty crazy right now. I'm hoping they might all go home at 3 o'clock and the park will be nice and quiet again, but we'll see how that goes. So my husband's just going on the booster bike, the Vekoma booster bike. We're going to parent switch on that afterwards, and I am going on a little explore to see what I can find. It's all very nice around here. There's no rides around this area, but just lots of very nice theming. The sun is coming out again, which is nice to see. There is also in that inside area quite a unique, it's not a roller coaster, it's a bobsleigh, one where you sit in them sort of front to back and you're in like a metal trough. We haven't done it yet because it's had quite a long queue on it all day. We're not sure our daughter's going to go on it. It's about a 40-minute queue, so we're going to see if that tails off a little bit later on. We'll definitely try and get on it because it seems quite unique to this park, something we haven't really experienced before, and it looks a lot of fun. You get on it in the inside section and go around out the back there and finish back up in the inside section as well. Seen quite a few of these as well. Little, they're paths away from the main path, so sort of slightly more adventurous ones. See, no need at all for the park to do that, but makes it just that little bit more magical, a bit more like you are in a truly immersive theme park. Just a nice thing to add. We just need more of this creativity and more attention to landscaping in the UK, I think. It's starting to rain. I think it comes out around there. It's a nice little path. We did see this log flume earlier. We didn't realise or appreciate it's actually quite an involved log flume. Again, it starts in the indoor section. It looks like there's a backwards drop on it, and this drop is, you know, pretty meaty. It looks like a really good log flume. One of us at least might try and go on that, maybe at the end of the day. I don't know, we are going for dinner after we've been here in the park today. So not particularly wanting to get soaked, but it does look like it's a lot of fun. Really well themed for sure. And as we come back round, there's just another little swing area. We can wait. I think we're going to wait here whilst my husband does this booster bike. Just to give you an idea on ice cream prices as well, they are absolutely not taking the mickey. They're actually really reasonably priced. Little rocket lolly there, €1.50. That'll do me. That'll be about £3 in the Merlin Park, wouldn't it? Just having a little spot of snacky lunch. We are sharing a Turkish pizza, which looks yummy, and some chips, some curry cut sauce, all the dips basically. And I think this is pretty good value. These were about, it's about €6, maybe €5 for the chips. But it all looks pretty fresh and good, better than what you normally get in a theme park. I have heard the food generally at Toverland is very good. We're not going to have loads because we are going for an all-you-can-eat buffet later, so we don't want to fill up too much, hence we're sharing. But yeah, it seems pretty good. We did just both do the booster bike, which was advertised as a 20-minute queue. It was definitely a lot longer than that. It's on a one-train operation, which I'd be surprised if they ever run more than a one-train operation. Looking at the track, there's not really anywhere for a second train to go into a block break section, apart from at the very end. And it was very slow. I mean, booster bikes are quite slow to load anyway, but that queue was moving really slow. And there are so many school kids here today that it really doesn't help, because as we get with school trips in the UK, they run around everywhere, they push in and they don't care, and there are never enough teachers to supervise the amount of kids. So that's a bit of a nightmare, but they seem to be congregating at certain areas of the park. So round here by the booster bike and the indoor section, there's loads of them, whereas over by Phoenix, it's a lot quieter and a lot nicer. So yeah, it's a bit annoying. It does detract from the day a little bit when you get caught in massive groups of them, because there are maybe 20, 30 different school groups here today. And as we find in the UK, as you get into June and July, theme parks almost become a place that you can't go as a family when those school trip season's on, because it's just overrun and it's really, really annoying. And I understand that it's probably great for a theme park because it's guaranteed money, big group money as well, but it does make it quite a not great experience for if you're coming just as a family. That's just my experience. I personally, in the UK, I will not go to a theme park during June and July, purely because I know that there are going to be loads and loads of school trips there. And I'm not convinced, actually, that theme parks are the best place for school trips, because we've seen accidents happen on school trips at theme parks. You can't control that many kids with the amount of staff they get allocated. It's not fair on the staff either. Anyway, that's just my 2 pence. I am about to have some nice looking lunch, and then we've covered most areas of the park. We've done really well. It's only 2 o'clock. The park's open till 6, so I think we're going to go and re-ride some stuff. And we are having a lovely day here. It's just when you get caught in the school trips, it kind of a little bit, you know, it is. Merlin's Magical Quest, and it's funny, just before we got on we said the thing that Toverland's really missing is a really well themed dark ride. There just doesn't seem to be any at all. That is a boat ride with a very small but very well done dark ride section on it, where you see Merlin and he's got all his books and spells, which was a nice little surprise actually. I wasn't expecting it. We are going to go and do Phoenix again. It's on a 15-minute wait, so be rude not to. This is very cute as well. Lots of little interactive windows. It is all in Dutch, so I don't fully understand it, but it's a nice little addition.
Is dan ook een graag geziene gast. Al had hij.
That looks a bit ominous, doesn't it? Hopefully it's not coming this way. We'll see, because I'm about to go and jump on Phoenix. There is only a 15-minute queue, so I might be safe, or I could be soaked through when we come off this one. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to take you with me into the queue line, because I missed the bit where there's the split, where you choose which side of the wing coaster you want to sit on. and I think it's quite easy to miss, or maybe I'm just stupid. So let's go and have a look. As you can see, it is very dark in here. I've got my camera on super night, so it actually looks brighter than it is. But trust me, it's dark. Extraordinary. It is a very nicely themed queue line though. Although I wouldn't fancy waiting all the way back here for it. It is only on one train today, so although it's quiet, there's a 15-minute wait, but yeah, if you were queuing all the way back here, that'd be a long old wait. It's the point where you split, and I went that way, but if you go this way, looks like there's usually a shorter queue because it's really easy to miss it. So we'll go and see what's going on over on the left-hand side. So far, this is like almost walk on. So you can see there's a few people waiting in the station over there. There's definitely less over this side because I think people miss that turning, which is exactly what I did this morning. Right, tell a lie, they've put it onto 2 trains now, so I've decided to wait for the front because there's probably only 1 train's difference between waiting for the front or the back, and I rode at the back last time, so let's do the front. Hopefully it's not started pouring with rain whilst I've been waiting. What is a little bit frustrating as a single rider is that there's no single rider queue. I'm seeing a lot of empty seats go out on trains. Just a pet peeve of mine. I'm not sure why they don't have a single rider queue. It'd be very easy to implement, but yeah, where we are. Came off my ride on Phoenix, safe. Still got blue sky, looks like that horrible black cloud just about missed us. Right, we have done pretty much everything in the park. We're going to go and do Troy again, because definitely need a second go on that. The only thing we haven't yet done is the bobsleigh, which is a must. It's had quite a big queue all day, so I think we might have to just go and bite the bullet and go and do it, because I definitely want to get it done. But yeah, had a lovely time. What a great park. We've done Efteling quite a few times. This is our first time to Toverland. They're similar in many ways, but also different in others. Like, this is definitely a one-day park. You can get it all done. Whereas Efteling, I'd always say like at least 2 days, 3 even, maybe if it's your first time. Whereas this is a lot more compact. But in terms of like theming and stuff like that, this park is just as beautiful as Efteling. What it doesn't have is a lot of the dark rides and the heavily themed rides in that sense. But it's still got a great mixture of attractions for the whole family. You've got your big coasters like Phoenix and Troy, and then you've got your smaller stuff as well. So it's definitely a very viable option if you were considering Efteling, but maybe you're saying to someone, you're like, oh, Toverland's a bit closer and a bit cheaper. If you've not been, it's certainly no worse. I think you'll have a great day out if you chose this one over Efteling. This is the only bit you can see of this ride, the bobsleigh ride. It kind of goes out around the back over there somewhere, but very unique. Suitable for younger kids as well. Quite nice. Always nice when you can get on something together. That was really good fun. At the Blitzbahn, it's like a bobsleigh, but it's like a reverse bobsleigh. So I said earlier that Troy reminded me of Megaphobia at Oakwood. That's a bit like the bobsleigh that was there, but it's in reverse, so it's electrically powered, so you kind of go uphill rather than down, which is quite good fun. But it's one of those you can control the speed with a lever. Quite a long ride as well, longer than the bobsleigh was at Oakwood, but a nice one to round off our day. We didn't wait too long for it in the end. I think it was about 30 minutes. We've had a fantastic day here at Toverland. It's a park I'd definitely come back to again. We've done all the attractions we wanted to do. There's loads more kids ones that we could have done, but our daughter's a little bit unsure of them. Things like the junior indoor coaster. Although she's tall enough, she's just not quite ready to do it. We haven't done the log flume either because we're going to go for dinner. I don't really want to get soaked, and it looks like a soaker. But I would highly recommend you come and visit this park, especially if you're staying in the area. If you're doing something like we are, which is staying at one of the local centre parks, it's definitely worth a day trip. There's been a lot of school kids here today on school visits. I imagine it gets busy in the summer, but it's a great park, loads of capacity to soak up those queues, and it's well worth coming to. And if you're not going on the rides, there's plenty of other stuff as well, which I think is really important. If it is a day where the queues are really long, you've still got those playgrounds and other activities that you can do to kind of keep the kids entertained, so you're not just queue. That's it from Toverland. Hope you enjoyed it. Go back and watch some of my other vlogs. We do lots of family visits to theme parks, and I kind of let you know what they're like to visit if you are going with a family. And obviously I've got all the podcast content as well, and we do lots of interesting chats with people in the theme park industry. For now though, see you later.